Good morning, everyone. Good morning to everyone that is responding in the chat. Yes. We will be starting in a minute, and once again, you are welcome. Lita, can you kindly give Candace co-host as we prepare to start, please? Thank you very much. Or Sia? Hi, Candace, you can go ahead. We have co-host, right? So you should be able to share. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Janine. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, depending on where you are joining us from. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, a special welcome to the UN Africa Regional Development Coordinator Office Representative, Mr. Kwasi Amankwa. Thank you so much for joining us, for spending your time with us this morning before the training officially starts. Of course, a special welcome to the participants of the training, and of course, our partners, the UNNEESA network. We are super excited that we've reached the stage where we actually have the launch today. The training is starting today, and we really are very grateful for those of you who joined us for the opening and the launch event as well. I've just got a few slides, mostly to keep myself on track and on point in terms of what I'd like to share with you. So if you'll just give me a moment to share my screen, and I just have a few words I'd like to share with you around this particular learning program and around our partnership together with the UNNEESA network. So for those of you who don't know who Clear AA is, we are the Center for Learning on Evaluation and Results, Anglophone Africa. There are 6 centers globally, and we all work on M&E system strengthening and strengthening capacities for the production of evidence. And we focus on system-wide impact, both at an organizational or institutional level, as well as in an individual level. So I wanted to share with you just some of my thoughts on some of the issues emerging in evaluation capacity development, which I think might be important for as we embark on this learning program. What are the kind of key things that we've tried to keep in mind as we design the program together and as we are going to be facilitating some of these courses? And I think you'll agree with me that we've all seen this rapid growth in evaluation capacity development. We've seen short courses popping up everywhere. We know that there are customized courses for institutions. We know there are many academic programs growing all over, globally, many universities. It's not as rare anymore to find a university postgraduate diploma or master's or doctorate in monitoring and evaluation. But I think one of the challenges we've observed is that there isn't really a very harmonized approach to evaluation capacity development amongst ourselves, the various actors in this space. So it's very difficult, I think, for organizations or individuals to decide what is their personal development plan or personal development pathway and the trajectory towards, what success looks like in terms of a capacitated institution or a capacitated individual in evaluation. Another issue is that professionalization is still an open debate. And I think this has been more than a decade where we've tried to find our way around what does it mean to professionalize evaluation. We have a number of credentialing systems, for example, in Canada, but it certainly isn't something that is across the board, across the entire sector. And I think in many cases, when you find evaluation capacity development located in universities, it's sort of seen as what we call a homeless discipline, because the location of where it is has been so challenging. And we find that they've been located in many different disciplines, from business and commerce faculties, all the way through to humanities, law, etc., etc. And I think a big one for us as well, especially those of us involved in capacity development, we know that there's more evidence that we need on what works for whom and why in capacity development. So what is it that takes an institution or an individual or an organization or a system from having low capacity or weak capacity, strong capacity? And I think there's much more room for us to identify and to have empirical evidence on what works, to improve the way in which we provide these kind of learning opportunities. So some of the strengths and opportunities in this space is that there is still a growing demand for capacity development. It just seems to be rising and rising. And what we've seen is that there are many partners and actors in the space who are committed to capacity development. So we see governments, development partners, individuals, really just, expressing a demand and a need and identifying that there is a need to grow this capacity. And at the same time, we've been seeing increasing levels of investment in M&E and capacity development. So the Global Evaluation Initiative, for example, is specifically focused on evaluation capacity development in all its permutations, whether it's technical and advisory services or training programs. And then I think in terms of knowledge production and learning and sharing in its various forms, I think many of us in the room have been to many conferences. We are probably all part of a voluntary organization for professional evaluation, or a VOPI, or your National Evaluation Association. We might have produced some kind of material for journals. And also what's really exciting is that we've got more of these in the Global South that are growing. It's the African Evaluation Journal, and very newly established the Asia Pacific Evaluation Journal. So there is really I think a demand and a yearning to increase our knowledge on what does it really take to have a strong, robust national evaluation system, which is capacitated to both produce the kind of evidence that's needed for decision making, but then also for it to be used for better development impact. And I want to then, at this moment, just turn our attention to the Turin agenda. I think, I'm not sure how many of us in the room have been there. I was very fortunate and blessed to have been able to be at the NEC 2022 in Turin. And if you look at that agenda, if you're not familiar with the agenda, I really would like to encourage you to have a look at the Turin agenda. It is so powerful in the, I think what it is in engendering us to do, or encouraging us to do, in terms of growing, in terms of this urgency that is required in the multiple crises that we are facing in our development context. The way it is, really encouraging us to look at capacity development from a systems perspective, and looking at how do we really start to look, first of all, at growing local capacities for evaluation and for evidence production and use. And at the same time, looking at how do we grow our partnerships so that we take our efforts to scale and see bigger impact in the field of evaluation. And so it's this common framework. This agenda is a common framework for action and collective commitment to both attend to the urgent need to grow and develop sustainable and strengthen national evaluation systems. And it really talks to the urgency of growing capacities, because the need for timely, credible, and robust evidence in the current context of the polycrisis is so urgent that there is no time to relax or to rest. We have to really be driving this agenda to grow our capacities, to help policymakers and to help policy implementation processes, to support our efforts to build back better. And of course, the issue of contextually relevant interventions, both in terms of our interventions as evaluators, but also in capacity development, the Turin agenda speaks very strongly to that. And I wanted to point our attention to this agenda because I think it encapsulates very strongly what UNNEESA is trying to do. And the learning program, I think, is one cog in the bigger wheel, or one initiative or project in the bigger agenda and the bigger mission that UNNEESA has. And I'd like to encourage us all to go back to this Turin agenda, because I think it is comprehensive and tells us a lot more about where our vision should be and where we should be looking at, where our focus should be going forward, and what some of these, emergent crises are in the development sector, and how evaluation is meant to address these, and how do we then build the capacities in order to address these various crises. So what I'm looking forward to is growing this partnership amongst ourselves, and having this learning program as one part of a bigger, stronger partnership to build back better, and to really work towards a future where M&E systems and the evidence they produce support policymaking, governance, and accelerate equitable development. With these few words, I'd like to wish you well for the launch, for the first day of training, and for the unfolding of the rest of the 5 weeks of this course. We are looking forward to it as Clear AA, and we are super excited to be partnering with you in this particular initiative. Thank you so much. Thank you, Janine.
Thank you very much, Dr. Morkel. And let me then hand over to Mr. Muti Rogers, who will give us some remarks as well. Over to you.
All right. Thanks, Candice, and thanks a lot, Janine. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, training participants, ladies and gentlemen, I'm truly honored to welcome each and every one of you to the commencement of a course that really holds the potential to foster an evaluation culture within our spheres of work. So this course has been a long time in the making, and I extend my heartfelt congratulations to each of you for being selected as part of the inaugural cohort. I also wish to thank all my UNNEESA colleagues who have played a significant role in getting us where we are today. Notably, my co-chair, Urs Nigel, I believe is online, and our colleagues from UNICEF and the WFP. While we could only accommodate a maximum of 40 participants, we received over 100 nominations from 16 countries in Africa. And this response indicates a rich appetite for tailored rather than generic evaluation education. This specialized course we are launching today is tailored for government and UN officials. It signifies our collective dedication to fostering innovation, accountability, learning, and transparency in the operations of the UN and its member states. So evaluation is not merely a task to be completed and checked off. It is a profound endeavor that empowers us to examine, acquire insights, adjust, and shape influential decisions that drive the realization of the SDGs. However, the critical necessity lies in preparing evaluators with the essential knowledge, skills, and tools to carry out these responsibilities with effectiveness. So our genuine aspiration through this course is that it will successfully fulfill this need. We do appreciate the support from the UN Africa Development Coordination Office, DCO, especially our Deputy Regional Director. Her support was really instrumental in rallying UN resident coordinator offices to facilitate the identification of the most suitable and strategic officials for this course. We have Mr. Kwesi, I believe he is online, representing the DCO, who will give us a keynote. And so, Mr. Kwesi, we want to extend our gratitude to the Deputy RD through you for her unwavering support. And we look forward to continue to complement DCO's work by leveraging our respective regional evaluation capacities to bolster the understanding, the practice, the culture, and the culture of evaluation at country level. We also submit a request to DCO seeking sustained support in mobilizing UNCTs or UN country teams to increase resource investment in evaluation and monitoring capacities at the country level, because this in turn will empower us as UN partners to fulfill the growing need for evaluation capacity building within the framework of the SDGs. As evidenced through the call that we made, the demand for such tailored capacity initiatives is indeed substantial. We are also privileged to partner and to have clear AA, whose expertise and thought leadership in evaluation research and training have made the identification of a training partner in this region a relatively easy process. The alignment of UNNEESA and CLEAR's endeavors today magnifies the potential impact of our shared mission in evaluation capacity development, and we look forward to continued engagement and partnership in this particular initiative. In conclusion, as we embark on this educational journey together, I urge each participant to embrace this opportunity with an open heart and a curious mind. The knowledge that you're going to acquire will not only sharpen your professional acumen, but it will also ignite the flames of transformative evaluation practice. So thank you very much, and I wish you all a rewarding learning experience. We look forward to meeting together again in your graduation to congratulate and celebrate your achievement. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rogers. Thank you for that warm welcome and for the background. We really appreciate that. Wonderful. I will now move on to Ms. Musa, the regional chair, or the UNNEESA chair, who will welcome our keynote speaker for today. A very warm welcome to you, Ms. Musa, and over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Janine. On behalf of UNNEESA, I would like to welcome our chief keynote speaker, Mr. Kwasi Amankwa from the UN Regional Development Cooperation Office for Africa. I would also like to welcome warmly all the participants. Let me thank the director of CLEAR, Dr. Candice Morkel, for her opening remarks. And also thanks to Muti Rogers, the chair of the UNNEESA Capacity Development Working Group, for his remarks, and also for conceptualizing and organizing this important national evaluation capacity development course together with his other team members in the working group. As a regional voluntary interagency network that brings together evaluation professionals of UN agencies in the region, UNNEESA aims to strengthen the evaluation function in the UN and the countries in the region. UNNEESA's work consists of three streams, which are firstly, evaluation capacity development, secondly, technical support to joint UN evaluations, and lastly, knowledge exchange and the fostering of good practices. As you all know, evaluation has, as a field, has evolved dramatically in the recent past, with the practice of program evaluation emerging as a professional subspecialty. Nevertheless, the central challenge of program evaluation seems to remain almost unchanged. And this is how to conduct evaluations that are useful and actually used for decision-making, accountability, and learning. The absence of sound monitoring and evaluation systems is often acknowledged in most national planning frameworks and strategies. And this course, which is targeting public sector and UN professionals, is an attempt to contribute to the strengthening of national evaluation capacities on the continent. I hope that the knowledge gained and lessons learned during the course of the training will be factored into the design of future national development plans in the continent. We therefore would like to wish you a very successful training. You have very experienced resource persons to facilitate the sessions. And we are very grateful and happy to be partnering with CLEAR and the University of Witwatersrand in this very important initiative. UNNEESA is also very happy to be collaborating with the UN Regional Development Coordination Office for Africa. And I would like to invite to the floor our keynote speaker, Mr. Kwasi Amankwa, from the UN Regional Development Coordination Office for Africa, to provide his opening remarks and officially launch the course for us. Thank you very much.
Hi. Good morning, colleagues. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yes, I'm sorry for joining a bit late. I had a bit of a challenge in setting up and getting on. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, the last speaker, and for introducing us. I should say that I'm delivering this speech on behalf of the Deputy Regional Director of DCO, UNDCO, Ms. Escada Nega, who is not able to join. And my name is Kwasi Amankwa. I'm the head of sub-regional office of DCO for Southern Africa, based in Lusaka. Distinguished guests, participants, colleagues, friends, good morning again. And as I said, let me apologize for my Deputy Regional Director, Escada, for her inability to join due to last-minute emergency in her schedule. On behalf of the DCO Regional Office for Africa and partners, I'm pleased to join you today to inaugurate this training program developed by the United Nations Network of Evaluation in Sub-Saharan Africa, UNNEESA for short, to strengthen national evaluation capacity in Africa. This marks a significant milestone in our collective journey towards fostering sustainable development and evidence-based policy making across the African continent. We commend the impressive progress achieved by UNNEESA in uniting the United Nations, the government partners, and enhance evaluation capacity. This initiative underpins our commitment on nurturing evaluation excellence to in turn has a profound impact on evidence-based government policies and programs. We consider robust evaluation as one of the cornerstones of sustainable development and a catalyst for achieving the ambitious sustainable development goals. Colleagues, allow me to extend my gratitude to the 40 participants representing 8 member states and staff of the United Nations in Sub-Saharan Africa. Your dedication in driving positive change in our respective domain through enhanced evaluation capacity is acknowledged. I am excited to witness the transformative impact you will create in strengthening the evidence-based programming while within your government, thereby catalyzing progress towards our development objectives and also to the SDGs. The diversity of participants today is a testament to the principle of the whole of government approach. Your varied expertise and unwavering commitment has brought together to form the fabric of UNNEESA network, showcasing the power of unity in diversity. Let us all celebrate our differences and channel our collective strength towards sustainable and prosperous future for Africa. Colleagues, this opening ceremony symbolizes the commencement of an enriching and interactive national evaluation capacity development training program. Over the next 5 weeks, you will have the opportunity to immerse yourself in enlightening sessions, exchange ideas, and cultivate connections that will extend beyond the duration of this program. This connection nurtured through collaborative learning will be the seed for fostering impactful change in the evaluation landscape and subsequently to the development of change that the UN and your government espouse. Let me at this point extend my gratitude to UNNEESA Working Group 1 on the evaluation capacity development, who co-developed this training led by UNICEF Office for Eastern and Southern Africa, IOM Regional Office for Southern Africa, the UNNEESA Secretariat hosted by UNICEF, WFP, and other agencies that have pooled resources towards this program. I also would like to extend our appreciation to our key partners who are joining us in this training towards making the training program a reality. We look forward to continued collaboration in the evaluation capacity development on the continent and beyond. Let us always remember that challenges are opportunities for innovation and growth. As a community united by the shared vision, we possess the potential to create ripple effects of positive change and transcend the boundaries of this national evaluation capacity development training. I encourage you to approach the training with enthusiasm, determination, and eagerness to learn and collaborate. Let me close by assuring you, all of you, that the UN Development Coordination Office for Africa will continue to work with all partners and create veritable platforms for engagement and exchange of ideas in furtherance of the 2030 Agenda and Agenda 2063 in Africa. I wish you all a exciting learning experience in the next 5 weeks ahead. May your collective effort bear fruit in the form of strengthened capacity, evaluation capacity, evidence-based decision-making, and tangible progress towards achieving our shared goals. I thank you for your attention. And on this note, on behalf of my Deputy Regional Director, I hereby declare the 5 weeks training, evaluation capacity training for our colleagues here formally launched and open. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Kwesi. Thank you very much, Mr. Muti, Ms. Musa, Candice, very much for all of your remarks and the warm welcomes to our participants. Now that the training has been declared open, we're very excited and sure that you're ready to engage fruitfully and productively. We're looking forward to engaging with you. So at this moment, I will then invite our participants to join us. It's 10:43. The training will start at precisely 11 o'clock. So this gives you an opportunity to maybe grab a coffee or water and then join us at 11. And for other guests that have joined us, thank you so much again for joining us on this launch. I'm sure we will see each other at other platforms, but let us then bid you farewell for this moment. And the training will continue on the same link. You can pause this, you don't need to log off, but we can just reconnect at 11 o'clock. All right. Well, goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much again. And participants, we will see you.